So to Friday's action in the Premier League then. This was the bottom of the, well, not the bottom of the table, but certainly involved West Ham at home to Watford, two teams desperately trying to survive in this league and thought to be a crucial fixture. Yarmolenko and Lanzini and Haller all on the bench for West Ham. Moyes choosing not to rotate here. For Watford, Gray and Cathcart were on the bench. Welbeck staying in the team up with Deeney. And it got off to a quick start. An early opportunity for West Ham. And this Watford gave the ball away. The ball ricocheted to a Hammers player. Not quite sure it was in the highlights, but he managed to deliver the ball to Antonio on the left of the penalty box, who was free, and his shot went in the corner. Foster beaten easily, and Hammers were 1-up, and it didn't take them long to double their lead. 9 minutes, fantastic header at the back stick by Soucek, following a great crash from Bowen on the right, and so 2-0 to West Ham. It got even better on 35 minutes. Rice coming in from the left, just outside the box, but he got his shot away. It was a fierce one, and it whizzed past Foster for 3. Foster should have done better on this one, but whether he'd have kept it out is another matter. That was the score at the break. Watford came out fighting in the second half, and 3 minutes in, Decore a run from the left. He got his shot away, and it hit the post. Deeney was following up, as good strikers should do, and scooped it into the net for 3-1. That was about it from the action point of view. West Ham held on comfortably. This means that they're virtually safe now. Watford still have to be careful. Final score at the London Stadium: West Ham 3, Watford 1. Saturday's fixtures in the Premier League, just one. Norwich already relegated, home to Burnley, and I don't know what is going into this match. I don't know what the Norwich players were thinking about, but by the half they had lost 2 players to 2 ridiculous red cards. 34 minutes when Deer decided to stick his elbow into a Burnley player's neck, and so he got shown the red for that. And then in added time, Dermich got a red for a really nasty challenge, 2-footed, left the ground, and so he was off. And just before that break, Wood managed to bicycle kick in across from the right, which hit the corner, and Krul was really furious, but it was 1-0 to Norwich. So playing with 9 men, it was back to the wall stuff, and eventually it did take until 80 minutes, but they got their second, Burnley, with an own goal by Godfrey, and basically they got exactly what they deserved. So final score at Carrow Road: Norwich 0, Burnley 2. So the first of Sunday's matches then, it was the South Coast derby, Bournemouth at home to Southampton. Bournemouth really must-win situation, and they looked edgy right from the beginning. Early chance for Ings in the first minute, which was battered away, but panic stations really shown in the Bournemouth's defence, and another effort on 6 minutes caused some heartache as well. Went out for a corner. 7 minutes, McCarthy had to tip round a Kelly shot after a 180-degree turn on the edge of the box. So there was some promise for Bournemouth. And again, 2 minutes later, Stanislas cross, but Charlie Wilson's head went tamely over. Frantic pace by both sides up and down the field. And then 15 minutes, a raid by the Saints, Ramsdale fast to prevent an opportunity materialising for Ward-Prowse. More pressure on the Saints defence on 24, but no telling touch from the Bournemouth front men. And then at 27 minutes, Ward-Prowse again free in the box from Romero's assist, and his header was comfortably held by Ramsdale. 29 minutes break from halfway, and the defence managed to scramble things away. King this time managed to get to the byline, but as I've said, just no final touch really, and Walker-Peters managed to get that one away. On 38 minutes, the ball got to Raymond, and his volley went straight at Ramsdale. And then just before the break, Ings created a yard of space on the edge of the box, and he hit the corner. It was a great finish, and it followed off 3 neat passing movements across the pitch before it got to him. So that was the break then, 1-0 for Southampton. Second half then, Harry Wilson came on. It wasn't Charlie Wilson before. Callum, of course, got those first names. He came on for Brooks, who was pretty ineffective. But within a minute, Ings again. But this time his shot went a foot wide. 54 minutes now, Southampton looking the much better team. Ward-Prowse forced another good save from Ramsdale, tipping it behind. And there was a VAR check on a Harry Wilson hand in an attack, which looked awfully soft. But VAR decided that he had put his hand up unintentionally. A penalty was awarded, and Ings stepped up, looking rather sort of nondescript about it. Of course, he started his career at Bournemouth, and his shot was saved by Ramsdale, so it remained 1-0. Desperate for Cherries now. They're vulnerable on the counter. Armstrong had a shot a foot wide on 70 minutes, and then another counter-attack from Southampton. Redmond this time dawdled a little, and the chance went away. Solanke had come on. He had a half chance on 75, but it was blocked by McCarthy. And Rico found Lerner on 78, but again his header was high and wide. Up the other end, Adams had a shot, which forced some desperate defence work from Billing to avoid them going 2 down. And then 81, a Callum Wilson header. He found the side netting. He really should have done better. As you can get a picture, it's up and down here. Ramsdale, great save a minute later, blocking Redmond, who was one-on-one with the keeper. And then on 89 minutes, a gilt-edged chance for Harry Wilson. And his curved shot was heading for the corner, and McCarthy got down low and pushed it behind. We went into added time then, and of course it was Bournemouth desperate for that breakthrough. They desperately needed a result here. And then on 94 minutes, they got it. Sturridge, who'd been brought on, a youngster, for about 5 minutes, he got his goal following a long throw. But he was okay, but there was an offside by Callum Wilson. So after what seemed ages, VAR chalked it off, and so Southampton was still ahead 1-0. And then in the 8th minute of stoppage time, Adams converted with a sharp shot from the penalty box to make it 2-0. And that was it. It was all over, and probably all over for Bournemouth. Final score at the Vitality then was Bournemouth 0, Southampton 2. So to the White Hart Lane Stadium, Spurs at home to Leicester. It appeared that both sides were unchanged from their matches in the week. And early action, Son sent down the left from Kane, and he cuts inside, and his shot deflects wickedly off Justin past Schmeichel, and Spurs are 1-up. Leicester had made the initial possession, but they were behind. It was a pacey game, but Kane and Son looked a deadly duo up front. 18 minutes though, Barnes looking dangerous on the left, and Aurier and Mora were finding it difficult to cope with him. 20 minutes of first chance for Bardi, a back heel from 3 yards, but it was blocked by a combination of keeper Lloris and Davis. 24 minutes, a lovely move by Leicester, and another cross from Thomas, and Perez chested it down and hit it on the volley. It was a superb effort, but Lloris managed to dive to his post and push the shot away. Then 29 minutes, another piece of counter-attacking from Tottenham. Son beat the offside trap, and his volley brought the best out of Schmeichel. Following the corner, another opportunity off Ndidi's head, but it went to safety. Then 36 minutes, yet another counter this time, and Kane swept it in the corner after some great work by Mora, who fed him. It was a defensive error, but Harry Kane has this habit of kicking the ball across the keeper, and it just hit the corner of the post and went in. Schmeichel could do nothing about it. It was a deadly finish from the England striker. So that was 2-0 for Spurs. And 3 minutes later, he got his brace. This was probably the best of the lot. He was forced wide after a poor feed by Mora, but he got onto his right foot and curved a beautiful shot that bent in the far post. Again, absolutely no chance for Schmeichel, and unbelievably, Tottenham were 3-0 up. Just before the break, another strike from distance by Perez, but Lloris, great save again, and so it was 3-0 at the break. Well, the second half was a bit of a damp squid. Leicester had a lot of possession, but they just didn't have their shooting boots on with them. Gray came on, and he had a free kick tipped over on 57. 75, he had a shot that went over the bar. And 81, another effort from Leicester from distance, but Lloris tipped it behind. It all sort of fell apart really for Leicester, and it might be the case that that's what their season is happening now. They really looked quite shoddy in patches, and they lost this game at White Hart Lane by 3-0. What that means is that basically Man United, who are level on points with them and now level on goal difference, all they need to do really is to win at home to West Ham on Wednesday, and then avoid the similar scoreline when they go to the King Power next weekend. So definitely United now favourites to make that 4th spot. So final score once again then, Spurs 3, Leicester 0.